You're out walking your dog, and suddenly they stop, sniff the ground, and start munching on grass like it's a gourmet salad. A few minutes later, they throw up. Gross, right? But here's the big question. Why do dogs eat grass, and why does it sometimes make them vomit? Is it normal behavior, or is something wrong with your pup? Stick with me, because today we're diving deep into the strange world of grass-eating dogs, separating myth from fact, and figuring out when you should and shouldn't be worried. Welcome back to the channel, fellow dog lovers. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more tips, facts, and insights about your furry best friend. Now let's get straight into today's grassy mystery, the myth of the sick dog salad. For decades, people believe that dogs only eat grass when they're sick, as if they know they need to make themselves vomit. It's a common theory. You've probably heard someone say, "Oh, he's just cleaning out his system." And yes, sometimes dogs do vomit after eating grass. But here's the twist. Most scientific studies show that vomiting is not the primary reason. In fact, in one survey, less than 10% of dogs regularly vomited after eating grass. So while it can happen, it's not the whole story. The instinctive behavior dogs are descended from wolves, and research on wild canines shows they often eat plants too. It's possible that grass eating is simply an instinctive behavior that carried over from their ancestors. Wolves and wild dogs consume entire prey animals, including stomach contents full of plant matter. So in a way, eating grass might be a natural part of the canine diet, even if it looks strange to us. Digestive aid and fiber boost. One popular theory is that dogs eat grass to aid digestion. Grass is full of fiber, which can help move things along in the intestines. If your dog has mild constipation, nibbling grass might actually help loosen things up. On the flip side, grass can also act as a natural irritant, triggering vomiting if something in your dog's stomach doesn't agree with them. Think of it like nature's way of pressing a reset button on their digestive system. Boredom and anxiety. Sometimes grass eating has nothing to do with digestion at all. Many dogs munch grass simply because they're bored or anxious. Just like people bite their nails or tap their feet, dogs might nibble grass as a stress-relieving behavior. If your dog is left alone for long periods or doesn't get enough exercise and stimulation, chewing grass might become their go-to activity. The solution here isn't to stop the grass eating. It's to add more play, walks, and enrichment into their daily routine. Nutritional needs. Another reason could be nutrition. Some experts believe that dogs eat grass when they crave certain nutrients, especially fiber. While most modern dog foods are balanced and complete, not all are created equal. Low-quality food might leave gaps in their diet, and grass could be your dog's way of making up for it. Even if your pup is eating premium food, their instinct might still drive them to snack on greenery now and then. The throw-up factor. So why does grass sometimes make dogs vomit? Grass blades are tough and fibrous, and when eaten quickly or in large amounts, they can tickle the stomach lining. This irritation may cause vomiting. But here's the key point. Vomiting after eating grass doesn't always mean your dog is sick. In most cases, it's just a harmless reaction. However, if your dog vomits frequently, say, after almost every time they eat grass, that's a red flag worth mentioning to your vet. When you should worry. Most grass eating is completely normal, but there are situations where you should be cautious. If your dog is eating grass obsessively, vomiting frequently, showing signs of lethargy, loss of appetite, diarrhea, or abdominal pain, that's a sign of a bigger issue. Another major concern is chemicals. If the grass has been treated with pesticides, herbicides, or fertilizers, it can be toxic. Dogs don't know the difference, so it's up to us to make sure their grazing spot is safe. How to handle it. If your dog occasionally snacks on grass and seems fine afterward, you probably don't need to intervene. But if the behavior is frequent or obsessive, start by checking their diet. Make sure they're eating high-quality, balanced food. Add fiber-rich snacks like carrots, pumpkin, or green beans. Also, increase playtime, walks, and mental stimulation to reduce boredom. And if vomiting is frequent or you notice other concerning symptoms, schedule a vet visit to rule out any underlying conditions. What the experts say. Veterinarians generally agree that grass eating is a normal dog behavior. In fact, in one large study, over 70% of dog owners reported their pets eat grass regularly, and most of those dogs were otherwise perfectly healthy. Experts suggest that as long as your dog is on a good diet, isn't vomiting excessively, and the grass isn't treated with chemicals, there's no need to panic. It's just one of those quirky dog habits that makes them unique. So, why do dogs eat grass and throw up? The truth is, it's usually nothing to worry about. Sometimes it's instinct, sometimes it's boredom, and sometimes it's just a natural way of settling their stomach. The key is knowing when it's harmless and when it's a signal of something more serious. If your dog eats grass occasionally and seems fine, relax. But if they do it obsessively or always vomit after, check with your vet. At the end of the day, grass snacking is just one of those mysteries that makes dogs the quirky, lovable companions we adore. Like button, subscribe to the channel for more fun and fascinating dog facts, and drop a comment below.